Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. I am the fourth presenter of the Group 2 and I will be tackling the social function or the functions of the literature. So there are 8 functions of the literature: the entertainment function, social and political function, ideological function, moral function, linguistic function, cultural function, educational function, as well as the historical function. So let's have first the entertainment function. It is known as pleasure reading. In this function, literature is used to entertain its reader. It is consumed for the sake of one's enjoyment. So when we say pleasure reading, it refers to a reading which is done primarily for enjoyment rather than just for academic or informational purposes. So, this means that literature provides enjoyment and relaxation through storytelling, whether it's fiction, poetry, or drama. Readers are entertained by immersing themselves in a world created by the authors, experiencing emotions and escaping from reality for a while. So, I have here an example of literature that shows the entertainment function. So my example here is the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. So it is considered as literature that shows entertainment function because it captivates readers with magical adventures, imaginative worlds, and emotional depth. Through suspense, humor, and excitement, these books offer a pleasurable reading experience that allows readers to escape and be entertained. So next, we have the social and political function. Literature shows how society works around them. It helps the reader see the social and the political constructs around him and shows the state of the people and the world around him. So it means that literature often reflects the social and political environments of its time. It explores social norms, injustices, and political issues, encouraging readers to think critically about the society they live in. So, through literature, authors highlight societal problems and helps readers understand the social structure that shape their world. I have here an example of literature that shows the social and political function. So my example here is the George Orwell's 1984, wherein it critiques how oppressor governments can control people through surveillance and lies. The story warns readers about the dangers of losing personal freedom and shows how powerful leaders can manipulate their society. So, another function of literature is the ideological function. It shapes our thinking based on the ideas of other people. Literature also displays a person's ideology placed in a text consciously and unconsciously. So, this means that literature has the power to influence how people think and view the world through ideas and ideologies conveyed in the text, either consciously or unconsciously. An author may influence readers' beliefs and values. It helps to shape and challenge our worldview by presenting perspectives on politics, culture, and human behavior. So my example here is the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. It promotes the idea of equality and the need to end class divisions. It argues that the working class should rise up against the ruling class to create a fair society, shaping readers' views on socialism and communism. So another function, we have the moral function. Literature may impart moral values to its readers. The morals contained in a literary text, whether good or bad, are absorbed by whoever reads it, thus helps in shaping their personality. So it means that literature carries moral or ethical messages. These morals influence readers, helping them from their own ideas of right and wrong and shaping their values over time. So my example here is the one of the Aesop's fable, which is the tortoise and the hare. So these fables teach us the lessons about the right and wrong. in this fable, the moral is that the slow and steady effort leads to success while the overconfidence and laziness leads to failure. These stories impart valuable life lessons, helping readers to develop a sense of morality and proper behavior. So now, let's proceed to the fifth function, which is the linguistic function. So, literature preserves the language of every civilization from where it originated. There are also evidences that a certain civilization has existence by recording the language and preserving it through wide spans of time. So this means that literature preserves language, documenting how people spoke and wrote in a various eras. Through literary works, languages can be passed down through generations, showcasing their evolution of literature, which allows readers experience the beauty of a language through its structure, wordplay, or even the style. So, my example here is the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. So, this book is a collection of stories. So, the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer helps preserve and showcase the language spoken in England during the 14th century. The text is a valuable resource for studying the evolution of English and provides insight into the vocabulary, dialects, and linguistic patterns of that time. So next, we have the cultural function. So literature orients us to the traditions, folklore, and the arts of our ethnic groups' heritage. It preserves entire cultures and creates an imprint of the people's way of living for others to read, hear, and learn. So it means that literature serves as a repository for the cultural heritage of a people. It reflects the customs, beliefs, and values of the culture from which it originates. So, through stories, legends, and folklore, literature allows the reader to connect with their cultural identity and learn about the traditions of other cultures. So, my example here is the Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. So, this novel by a Nigerian author preserves and showcases the traditions, customs, and values of the Igbo people in Nigeria. This novel provides a detailed portrayal of pre-colonial African society. So it showcases cultural practices such as family structures, religious beliefs, festivals, as well as the justice system. Let's proceed to the seventh function of the literature, which is the educational function. Literature teaches us of many things about the human experience. It is used to portray the facets of life that we see and those that we would never dream of seeing. Literature, therefore, is a conduct for the chance to experience and feel things where we can learn things about life. So it means that literature serves as a tool for learning about life, society, and human behavior. It allows the readers to understand complex concepts, experience emotions, and gain knowledge through the experience of characters and situations portrayed in a literary works. So my example here is the I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. So it is a memoir, tells the story of Malala's fight for girls' education in Pakistan and her survival after being shot by the Taliban. So this memoir educates readers about the importance of the education, women's rights, and the struggles faced in conflict regions. So lastly, we have the historical function. Ancient text, illuminated scripts, stone tablets keeps a record of events that happened in the place where they originated. Thus, they serve as a time capsules of letters that are studied by scholars and researchers of today. So, meaning literature can act as a historical record documenting events, beliefs, and societal conditions of past eras. By preserving historical experiences, It helps future generations understand what happened in the past and now people lived during those times. So my example here is the War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. So it is a epic novel blends with historical novel. So this novel depicts the Napoleonic Wars and 19th century Russian society. So it preserves history and helps readers understand the impact of these events on people and society. So that is all for my presentation.